Hi everyone, we are still in square roots. Today we will make some applications and exercises about the lesson we have taken through the last 2 days. So let's get started. We'll have to remember some important radicals: radical of 0, radical of 1, radical of 4, till the radical of 15. All of these are common and repeated, so please pay attention for them. We don't need every time to use our calculator to say radical of 64, radical of 81. This number should be simple because they are found in the multiplication table and the other numbers are repeated enough, so they will be common with you. This is before starting any application. Now let's get started. We will have exercise 2, page 80. What does it say? He says for you have this number x, which is 81 multiplied by 144. We want the positive square root of x and the negative square root of x. So I will divide my board into two parts. The first one for the positive square root of x and the other one for the negative square root of x. So the positive square root of x is the value of x under the radical. It is the radical of 81 multiplied by 144. I don't need to multiply them. I will just extract them outside the radical. What is the radical of 81? It is 9. What is the radical of 144? It is 12. So I will obtain 9 times 12, but without radical. I cleaned them out from the radical. I liberated them out the radical. So it is 108. Now let's go to the negative square root of x. Don't forget the minus should be outside the radical, not inside. So I will keep the minus out. It is minus 9 multiplied by 12. So minus 108. I will have another part of this exercise, which is v equal fraction. It is 144 multiplied by 36 all over 225 times 121. We want also the positive square root of v and the negative square root of v. So let's get started by the positive square root of v. It is the radical of this big fraction. 144 and 36 are in the numerator, while 225 and 121 are in the denominator. So everything in the numerator, its radical will be also in the numerator, and those of the denominator will still in the denominator. So our numerator will be 12 times 6, and our denominator is 15 times 11. We know that radical of 225 is 15 and the radical of 121 is 11. Now after multiplication and simplification, the fraction in its simplest form is 24 over 55. Now with respect to the negative square root, it is the same way, but don't forget we have a minus outside. So the final answer is minus 24 over 55. Now let's move to another exercise. It is 7, page 80. In part A, we have some numbers and we want to know their radicals. So radical of 16 squared, don't say 4. It's not 16, it is 16 squared. Since we have said before that radical of n squared is n. So radical of 16 squared is simply 16. Radical of minus 23 squared, all squared, is what? No, it is not minus 23, it is plus 23. The outcome of the radical should be positive. What's inside the radical should be positive, and what's going out the radical also should be positive. Next, radical 6 squared, it is simple, which is 6. Radical 6 to the 4, it is 6 squared. Now go to part B. Radical 10 to the 8 to the power 8 to the exponent 8. The value of the power is divided by 2, so it is 10 to the exponent 4, or 10,000. Radical 9 times 10 to the 4 to the exponent 4. Radical of 9 is 3, and radical of 10 power 4 is 10 power 2. I will have the same power by half the value of the exponent, so it is 3 times 10 squared, 10 to the power 2, or 300. Radical 9 times 81, it is 3 times 9, which is 27. Now, our final exercise for today is exercise 16, page 81 from your textbook. Same exercise. Radical of 10 power 8 is 10 power 4. Radical of 4 times 10 power 8 is, what's radical 4? It is 2. And radical 10 to the 8 is 10 to the 4. And they are kept multiplied by each other. So 2 times 10 to the 4, which is 20,000. Now, don't get afraid of the negative exponent. It is still positive number. Radical 16 multiplied by 10 to the minus 6. What's radical 16? It is 4. Radical of 10 power minus 6 is 10 to the minus 3. And we are done. Now, observe this fraction. We have radical 16 over 25. Don't forget, the numerator is kept in the numerator and the denominator is still in the denominator. So radical 16 is 4, it is in the numerator, and radical 25 is 5 but in the denominator, so 4 over 5.